Happy Thursday, guys. All right. I'm going to try to make this video short and sweet for you guys. I am doing my almost Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce in time for Labor Day weekend if you're here in the States. So I figured if I'm going to make a barbecue sauce video, now's the time to do it in case you guys want to make homemade barbecue sauce for your holiday weekend. We are going to make barbecue sauce that tastes very similar to Sweet Baby Ray's, except it won't have the chemical-y taste to it. It'll taste homemade. It's a little bit thinner, but it goes on chicken and ribs so much easier. So, are you ready? All right, let's rock and roll. I am going to change this recipe out a little bit for you guys than my original recipe, just to make it easier, because I know not everybody has dry ground mustard and not everybody has pineapple juice on hand, but most of you have regular yellow squeezable mustard and most of you have apple cider vinegar in your house. So that's the way we are going to make it. The recipe for this is going to be down below. I am going to sit and type it all out for you guys so that you can copy it and paste it and print it out and throw it in your cookbooks. First thing we're going to do is ketchup. All right, we're going to use 1 1/4 cups of ketchup, whatever your favorite ketchup is. This is going to be a single batch. This is going to be just enough for a nice barbecue. Sometimes if I can it though, I'll triple this recipe. So keep that in mind if you end up wanting to can this. Okay, next we're going to be adding 1 cup of brown sugar. I'm using homemade brown sugar. I'll leave the link to my video on how I make homemade brown sugar up above. But that's going to be 1 cup of homemade brown sugar. All right, we're also going to be adding a 1/2 cup of molasses. I use unsulfured molasses, but whatever molasses you choose to use. Now here's where we're going to change a little bit. I'm going to be using a 1/4 cup of organic apple cider vinegar with the mother. If you want, you can add a 1/4 cup of pineapple juice to this. It's totally up to you. Either is delicious. All right, we're also adding a 1/4 cup of water to this. Okay, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Now here's where I am going to differ again. My original recipe calls for 2 1/2 teaspoons of ground mustard. Not everybody has ground mustard on hand, so we're going to use prepared mustard, okay? Everybody has prepared mustard. So for every teaspoon of ground mustard, it equates to 1 tablespoon of prepared mustard. So since we need 2 1/2, let's see if I can do this a little easier here. 2 1/2 teaspoons, we're going to use 2 1/2. We're going to use 2 1/2 tablespoons of prepared mustard. And because I never measure really anything, that looks good to me. Okay, we're also going to add 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. Now, not everybody has smoked paprika. You don't need smoked paprika. You can use regular paprika. You might want to add a little liquid smoke to this if you do, just in case you want that smoky flavor. If you don't like the smoky flavor, just use regular paprika and forget the liquid smoke. I love smoked paprika. It's one of our favorite seasonings here in this house, so I always have it on hand. I'm going to be adding a 1/2 teaspoon of granulated onion, a 1/2 teaspoon of granulated garlic. You can use garlic powder, onion powder. I just prefer the granulated over powder. Now this is where we're going to add a little bit of heat. We're going to use a 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder. Now if you want it a little spicier, you can go ahead and add a little bit more, but you know, I have kiddos that are going to be eating this, quite a few kids actually, and so I don't want to make it too spicy for them. We're going to do 1 1/2 teaspoons of sea salt. Any kind of salt will do, whatever salt you prefer to use. And then we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of freshly ground cracked pepper. And that is it, you guys. So we are going to go ahead. I'm going to turn this on a low heat. And we're going to just bring this up to a boil. And that's it. Now, when you taste this, you can tweak it. This is the way that I like it. This is tweaked to the way my family likes it. But if you want it a little sweeter, if you want it a little spicier, if you want to add a little extra mustard, whatever it is, this is your barbecue sauce. Make it the way you like it. Use this recipe. If you don't like it the way it is, use it as a base. And then start tweaking it from there. If you want it a little spicier, you can add a little pepper flake to it. It's totally up to you. This is the way we like it. And this is the way I have been making barbecue sauce, I want to say, for the past 5 years. It's our favorite, and it is great for barbecues. So if you're looking to baste some chicken or some ribs like we are this weekend, you will love it. This is also great on hamburgers because sometimes they make barbecue bacon cheeseburgers as a barbecue. And this is perfect to baste those burgers with. So we're just going to go ahead, bring this to a boil. And when it gets there, I will bring you back and we'll taste test it together. And then I'm going to get this into a quart-sized jar. And this is going to go in my fridge. And it'll be ready to go. Here we are at a boil. I'm going to go ahead and shut that off. And we're just going to let this cool down a little bit before we taste it. Because if you taste it right now, it'll be like liquid candy. You burn yourself. So just allow it to cool a little bit. And then you're going to taste it. And at this point, then you're going to tweak it. So tweak it, add whatever else you want to it. You can bring it back up to a boil just to kind of blend those flavors and those seasonings together. And make it the way you like it. But hopefully you guys like it as is. And it'll be really easy for you. So I'm going to allow this to cool. I'm going to taste it. And it's exactly the way I like it. I'm going to go ahead and put it in a bottle. All right, guys. So it is delicious. It's perfect. And I just love the smoked paprika in it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to pour this in a jar. And then I'm just going to let this jar sit out and come to room temperature before I go ahead and put it in my refrigerator. Get that cleaned out. That is it, guys. So I'm going to let it sit and cool. When it's all done, I've just got these little plastic lids that I picked up at Walmart. And I'll put a plastic lid on it, and then that will sit in my refrigerator. And it'll be all ready for the Labor Day weekend barbecue. So I'm going to keep that off for now. Allow that to cool. In fact, I think I'm going to put it right over here on my little pad here. And let that sit. And that's it. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you give the barbecue sauce a try. I hope you love it. And if you do, if you try it, come back, let me know in the comment section. And yeah, happy Labor Day, guys. I'll be seeing you soon. Bye, guys.